All right, Gemini, this is your week ahead tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. This is a message for Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. It is a message that is perfectly timed, so it comes to you when it's meant to. If you want the full astrology breakdown of the specifics for this week, then please check out my second YouTube channel, Astrology Motivation, where I do a full rundown for Gemini and all 12 zodiac signs every single week. This message is an intuitive reading, so please take all the energy I described, where and how it resonates for you, and feel free to leave your comments below, because I really do love to know what's going on with you guys. So we have sailing, which means traveling, or at least thinking of it, or moving on from a situation or a scenario. Maybe moving on from a dream that you've had or emotions that you've had. But we also have this following it up, riding. So when you have riding and sailing together, it's planes, trains, and automobiles. You guys are traveling, and probably longer distance than you usually travel, or you're thinking of it. You're thinking of, I really need to get out of here. I really want to get out of here. So if it's not literal, and it could be for many of you, literal transit and motion, like moving around a lot, physically traveling. And like I said, with these two, it would probably be more long distance. If you're not traveling, you're setting up traveling plans. In all of you, you're going to feel this impulse to go somewhere new, to be somewhere different. You have a purpose behind it, but some of you are actually going to be going. The rest of you are just going to be feeling, I need to move on. Now, this may not be your actual location. For some of you, it could absolutely represent an emotional moving on. Like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of this place. If you're feeling trapped and constricted, this is the week that you basically make your exit plan. And then we have art. It seems like you need more of a distraction into your artistic and creative side. It could also be that you are starting to see the world in a different way, or recognize things that you hadn't recognized before. They are now coming into focus. But it could also be that you are daydreaming a lot because you want to get away. So the best way to get out of your daydreams is to get into your reality and turn the reality in front of you into something that you want it to be. These distractions are a direct result. These distractions are a direct result of you wanting change and you wanting something different in your life. It doesn't mean that you want your whole life to change. I think that's the misinterpretation of some of these readings. Like, well, I'm happy with this and I'm happy with that. I didn't say you weren't happy. Well, the things that you are happy with, that's not what we're talking about. It's this week, the things that are really have become very boring and stagnant for you, uninteresting, that you're going to start to notice yourself drifting off into daydreams. Take notice of when your mind drifts off the most, and then you will know those things that are least inspiring you and that you most want to change. It's going to be that sort of revelation, the light bulb will go on, right? You'll know it. And then we have roots. All of these others are very whimsical energies. This is not. This is a sense of, rooting down. So it could be that some of you are starting to daydream or think of running away or moving away or going away before you put down your roots, because you know there's an impending settling that's coming, or an impending commitment that's coming, and it's sort of stirring your curiosities, and you might want to hightail it out of there, kind of like Runaway Bride. That's what she reminds me of. And if it's not that extreme, it's legitimately just this sense of doing something, wanting to do something before you settle down, because all of these cards are leading up to roots. So it's telling me that, yeah, you're getting these distractions and you're getting these curiosities, and maybe you want to travel or do things because you know you're going to be rooted. I don't know if this is a marriage. I don't know if this is you're going away to college, or you're going to be starting a new job soon. Either way, there's a sense of, but I want to get all this done before I do. Okay, let's get into tarot. Gemini. A lot of people ask why I don't show the cards. I do show the cards. I show them to you all the time. I give you close-ups of them. The reason I don't show my layout is because I don't do a traditional tarot card spread. So it doesn't really make any sense to show you the spread, because there's not a planned out or systematic method to reading them or method to placing them. I read my cards in a different way, just an FYI, because a lot of people had asked, why don't you show the cards? Why don't you show the cards? I mean, when I started out reading tarot, which was about 4 years ago, very few people showed the cards. And now everybody just wants you to show the cards. Trends change, but I trust my methodologies. So we have Temperance here. So Temperance means you are trying to make something function or work out, but it also means you're opposite, because Sagittarius is your opposite energy. There's this sense of, it's like you need balance in your life. You're craving the opposite because scales have been tipped too far to your comfort zone. So it means you want to get out of your comfort zone. It also implies, once again, travel, needing to get out of what's normal to you. It doesn't mean forever. It just means that it's meant to be. It's meant to be right now. So maybe, let me say this to you, for those of you who are getting that impulse to get out of the country or go farther than you usually go, do it. Because you are legitimately, absolutely, with major arcana on the table, happy birthday, Denny, you are being called to go there. So go there. If only for just your sanity's sake, go there, okay? This is also highly creative energy. You're confused, or you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Maybe that's why you want it so bad, because once again, you are feeling like you can't. You're feeling restricted, and so you want it even more. But there is some fundamental stuck, or you need information. When is this information going to come in for Gemini? Because we have the Two of Swords. So when is this information for Gemini going to come in? Unless you are specifically dealing with a Sagittarius, and then there's this sense of, I'm not sure about them, or I feel stuck, I don't know what decision to make about them. So let's help Gemini make that decision. What is that decision? Star card. Be aspirational when you wish upon a star. The star card is your wishes are going to come true. There is just that sense of figuring out what you want. But the star card means be aspirational. Like, don't just think within the norm. Think outside and think bigger. That's what it is, though. Dreams and wishes coming true, finding a sense of peace in your dynamic opposite or balance. And then Page of Cups is here. So this represents new love or a loving energy coming into your life, a new offer. It could also mean children, babies, absolutely. It's just innocence is what it is. That sense of simplifying things and a pure offer, a sweet offer that you have wished for and you didn't know it was coming. So that is what is coming in, especially to answer your question. And if you have felt stuck, it may be because you weren't sure about what somebody else or whoever was thinking about you. Well, I can tell you right now what they're thinking about you is that they wish to love you, or they wish to make you an offer that will be that will make you very happy in some way. For some of you, it could be a job offer, but this offer is going to come in, and maybe that's why you've been feeling the anxiety. Not that you don't want it, but that it hasn't happened yet. And you're feeling the anxiety of when it's going to happen, or the unknown period of right before something happens. Well, it's confirmed something is going to happen and the offer is going to be made, but that's why you're feeling a little bit defensive, right? It's not that you don't want it, but it's that contrariness in your nature, because you are the sign of duality. It is the contrariness in your nature to, even though you really do want something, to automatically think of the opposite of it and think of, well, what if it's bad? Or what if something goes wrong? Or do I want it? Especially you guys, don't see that as a bad thing. And don't mistake that as, oh, it's a sign that something isn't right. No, you're Gemini. You are the sign of perpetual duality. This is how you think things through, and this is how you understand your world. So when you feel this way, it is actually not a bad sign. It is a very good sign. It means that you care enough to learn all about it, both sides of it, and to get all experiences of it, including wanting it or not wanting it, so that you can really, really, really know and understand and feel comfortable with the decisions that you're going to make. So that is actually not a bad sign at all. This defensiveness that you feel, all your experiences are going to come up. You want to put it to the test. Whatever this newness is coming in, you want to, and it's confirmed that it is, and I think intuitively you already know it is. So ultimately, you want to put it to the test. You want to put it to the test based on all of your experiences up until that point. And that is fine. That is Gemini discernment. Absolutely do it. And don't kind of regret it or feel weird about it. Oh, is it meant to be? This is your natural gift, is that you can... you can test it from both sides, and you should. We have moving on and moving forward, more movement going. It's saying don't worry about this process, Gemini, because you will get through all that mental stress. You will get through all that questioning and all that weirdness, and you will get through it, and you will move on from it. But this can also suggest and reiterate that yes, you are actually going to decide to travel somewhere and go somewhere. And then we have Scorpio energy, the death card. You could be traveling toward a Scorpio, traveling to see a Scorpio, traveling because of a Scorpio, if this is a person that you know is in your life. If not, it represents that yes, where you are moving toward a very dynamic change. You know this is going to be an ending to what you once were and an opening to what you are becoming. But because it's you, you will do this on your terms and having fully thought everything out. And that's fine. That's fine. But you will be moving on to that newness, right? To that sort of resurrection of the new version of you. Let's move into we got to move into your moon card, because you do have a new moon in Gemini this week. Okay, that's so crazy. I'm talking about the new moon. I was just going to tell you something about the new moon, and that's what pops out. A new start is coming. That's freaking crazy, Gemini. So yeah, and what did I just say? I said, yes, you will. This is a new beginning for you. And I know you're like, death card means an ending. No, it actually doesn't. It does not, especially when it's upright. Usually when it's upright, it means that things have totally fallen apart, or that you're dissecting them in order to rebuild them in their new form. And this is just the way that you do it. That's what it means. So a new start is coming. Definitely 100%. And for Geminis, especially Geminis born at the end of Gemini season on the Cancer cusp, your suns will be conjunct this new moon. It is especially strong and powerful, especially if you need to get yourself going or start something new. 150,000% it is coming. But to all of you guys, this new moon is going to impact you, and it is confirming, yes, you will begin, and then what will come from it, we're going to get into that future. Hold on. Here it is. Hold on. Little bit. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So there's got to something to do. So you go from a new moon, but that full moon is there because you need to release something, especially something concerning your mother, your parents, or your family. And that's okay too. It doesn't mean something bad has happened. It could just mean you were having a hard time letting go, or a hard time maybe moving away, or because they moved away. But it's saying that is going to be a cathartic time for you, and you're going to realize over this week, especially around that new moon on the 17th, that this is what's meant to be. There is an acceptance here. So let's see what is to come. I'm going to take it into the extended. The link is below in the description box. I pin it to the top of the comment section. It's all over the place. For those of you watching on television, you won't see any of those links. So please grab your cell phone, your laptop, or go to your desktop, because on those versions of YouTube, the links are all over the place, and I will see you there.